Hello guys, welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. We're coming from Telford today, we're coming from Pure Gym, which is great because I've been this side of Telford for years, it's definitely been years. We used to work in Asda across the way, we used to drink in the Weatherspoons across the way there, so it's nice to come this side of town. But we're speaking to the guys from Cheer Unleashed, who we met at the food festival, so we've got Gabby and,
Jess.
And Jess. You just told me your name and I just forgot it. We are in the gym, so behind us you'll be able to hear the machines, maybe a bit of music that I do not own. Don't own any of the music, so don't sue me, anybody, okay? Give me a break. So Gabby, we met very, very briefly at the food festival, and as these things go, you don't get much time to sort of sit, relax and talk about what it is you do. We got a quick 10-15 minute chat. And I said to you, I'll get you on the biscuit and let's find out what it is that Cheer Unleashed is and what it is, where it came from. And this is our opportunity to do that. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm going to tune you up a bit. So the killer question is, where did this come from? Where does Cheer Unleashed come from?
So it started because I'm a personal trainer, hence why we're in the gym.
Yes.
And I just feel like there's not enough sport out there, especially in like gymnastics, cheerleading, things like that for adults. Like you hear about people going to the gym all the time, but you don't hear about adults taking part in sport that often. So I started it off by having a cheerleading class in the gym, and then I decided to take it outside because we needed higher ceiling space, so obviously throwing people in the air and things like that. So after that, I started doing children's, and that's what we got to so far. Wow.
I mean, if you guys want a point of reference, on YouTube there is one of, I think it's the part 2, day 2 of our food festival coverage. There is one of your performances on there. Actually, it's really good, and there's a lot of throwing people in the air and the pyramid stuff, and you waving around, and you do need that high clearance, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's really high, and obviously the more you go through the levels, the more advanced the stunts become, so the higher people get thrown. So it is loads of different things. It's dance, it's gymnastics, it's stunts, and it involves a lot of teamwork as well, which is really nice about it.
And when you think of cheerleading, what you're doing, do you think it reflects? Is it very similar to the cheerleading we all know of from the movies? And
no, it's not. No. There's a big sort of stereotype around it, isn't there? That you've got pom-poms, it's girls in teeny tiny clothing a lot of the
Super
time.
Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. But actually in reality it's not like that. It is a sport, and it is quite intense when you get to competition, and it isn't what you see at all on TV. It's completely different.
Yeah, I get that. A lot of teamwork.
Yeah,
when I was watching you guys at the food festival, I could see a lot of communication, a lot of chatting away. Mm-hmm. And you working together to make sure you get the lifts right and the spins and stuff. It was very nice to watch actually, because I've never actually seen cheerleaders like that. It's weird. It's an American thing normally, isn't it? So it's nice to see that. Have you always been? You say you've been a personal trainer, but have you always been a dancer?
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I did gymnastics a lot. So me and Jess are actually cousins, and we've got a cousin that was in the Commonwealth Games.
Oh wow!
So he did gymnastics for that. So he sort of inspired both of us, I think, didn't he? Yeah. So he inspired both of us, and then I got into gymnastics, and then after that I started cheerleading. And then I went to several different sort of teams, and then I travelled to America and I trained up there.
Wow.
And then there's international, national competitions that I've been to as well. So it has been a lifetime thing for me.
What an amazing experience.
Yeah, it's really nice.
To bring it back over as well.
Yeah, that's it. And I like cheer. I'm very passionate about cheer. I love it. So I want to be able to give that to other people, because if you don't know what it is, it's hard to get into. But if you see something like you saw at the food festival, it's like, oh my god, that's amazing actually, and I'd like to get into it, and it's nice to share that with other people.
And Jess, how old are you?
I'm 10.
I'll turn you up a bit more. Hold on, that's the wrong one. How old are you, Jess?
10.
There we go, got your voice there. You're 10, and how long have you been doing this?
Probably 2 weeks. 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
Yeah? And have you been enjoying it?
Yes.
And since you started and now, have you learned loads of new things?
Mhm.
Yeah? What's the favourite thing that you've learned?
Flying.
Flying? Like Superman?
No. In the air.
In the air?
Yeah.
Amazing. What does that feel like to be thrown in the air like that? Is it scary or is it fun or what?
It's fun and scary.
Yeah?
It depends if you like. I don't know how to explain it. It's like if you like flying, if it's your first time doing it, it's kind of scary. But if like it's second time, it's kind of better if you can do it.
How hard is it to remember the dance moves?
Very hard.
Yeah?
But I try and remember.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how was she at remembering? Good?
Yeah, she's doing really well, aren't you?
Yeah?
Yeah, Jess
I
did
couldn't do
new
it.
stunts the other day, so she went higher than she's ever been before, and she did do really well, so it's nice.
And is that kind of the ethos there, is kind of push kids to do more?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely to get them to do more, because it helps with confidence, and I think in this day and age it's really important that kids learn confidence and self-belief and things like that, especially with cheer. It helps with self-esteem because you're expressing yourself in a different way. It's through dance, it's through things that are fun as well, so that's the good thing about it.
That's what I get out of it. It's you know, you say it can be quite competitive, but for kids this age, it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like, that's the main reason they come. Like, with us at the minute, we don't have competitive teams, but we have a lot of teams that are there for fun. So they're there to make friends and learn new skills, and like we just said, confidence, things like that.
And now, like, we were just talking about how cheer isn't very common here in the UK, and you know there isn't many. I don't know if there isn't many cheerleading groups, is it?
There's more than you'd think.
Yeah?
When you go to competitions, there are like a few thousand people there. They are big competitions, but if you're not in the cheerleading scene, you wouldn't have a clue.
Actually, I remember when I worked at Asda across the way there, they used to have a cheerleading competition over across the way.
Yeah.
At the exhibition centre, you'd see them coming in, you'd be like, "Oh my god!" It was like being in a set for a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, just like it. That competition is still on, so it is on every year at the International Centre, and that's one of the biggest like national competitions that they have.
And is that a goal for you?
Eventually, it will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
That will be our end game, to have competitive teams and also fun teams. So that would be the idea.
Yeah. And how big is your radius then when it comes to how far people come to visit you?
So we've had people from Shrewsbury. So we're based in Shifnal. So that's like 20-minute, half-an-hour trip. I'd say about that. So that's the furthest we've had. So it's quite nice. Considering we've only been going 3 months, I think that's not too bad.
Yeah. And this is why I cover this, by the way. Today I've been in Shrewsbury. We've been doing the auditions for Aled for Rocking Horse Media's Karen, which is a very nice honour. I'm really grateful to have been on a panel. And I got to say, I didn't like it. I loved it. Always wanted to say it, so I got to say that. But yeah, we're kind of immersing ourselves more into sort of like the Shropshire County, because you may have a knock-on effect somewhere else in the county. Do you know what I mean? This is happening in Telford, but somebody from Shrewsbury's coming over here to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's really important. You know, sometimes you've got to throw a stone in the lake, and those ripples have a really good effect, big effect.
Yeah, definitely. And we want to help all the community. Like, that's the idea, is to get more kids into sport as well, and a different type of sport rather than just like football or something like that they might do at school. It's very different to what they might learn.
And it seems like there's lots of different skills that you can pick up from this: the dance, the gymnastics, the flying. Yeah. So
yeah, there's loads, and it's things like balance, coordination, flexibility, strength, cardio, fitness. Like, it is a combination of everything. It's not like where in the gym you might just go on the treadmill and do cardio, or you might just go to yoga and stretch and do some body weight strengthening. It's everything. You have to be able to do everything, else you can't do a certain thing.
Have you seen people come to your classes not knowing how to do any of that, and then suddenly the progression, seeing them how to learn, and seeing them develop? How's that for you?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I love it. Yeah, because it's really nice. We do actually do cheerleader of the month, which isn't the person that's the best or anything like that. It's sort of who's progressed and worked the hardest.
Oh, okay.
So it was my sister actually for the food festival. She'd only been doing cheerleading for 3 weeks, and she'd never done it before that.
Wow, you couldn't tell.
Yeah, you couldn't tell, could you? You wouldn't even know which one she was. But yeah, she picked it up really well, so that was nice. And then another guy that I've got, he's actually a man, so he's in my adults class, so men can cheerlead too. And he came from doing absolutely nothing, and the other day he did a lift and he was holding my foot above his head, just holding it there. So it's really nice to see the progression of everyone. And the same with kids, some of them haven't been able to forward roll, now they can do that. They couldn't handstand, now they can do that. Never done a lifting someone in the air before, now they've done that. So it's just really nice.
Yeah, it
really
is.
Nice.
Is that the guy that did the flip?
No, that's a different guy that we've got on our team.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
When you all were, but I was just like, oh my god, it was very dramatic. Again, go to the YouTube channel to watch that, what I'm talking about. I think this is amazing because you are offering something different, like you said. But there's been a terrible thing that's happened over the last 18 months, and that's COVID. Kids will just in you go, and where in comparison to COVID did you start this, before or after COVID?
I started after COVID.
Yeah.
So this has only been running for 3 months because of COVID.
Yes.
So I got qualified quite a while ago, and then I couldn't actually use my qualification because obviously contact work, you couldn't do contact work because of COVID. So I've had to wait a while to do that, but now I'm glad we can.
And Jess, COVID, what was it like being told to stay inside and you weren't allowed to go out and play? What did that feel like? Is it
Horrible.
horrible? So then your cousin saying, oh, let's go and do some dancing. How did that feel?
Very, very, very happy.
Yeah, see, that's the point I was alluding to. And I was like, oh, we got a child here to ask, so I'm going to ask it. Yeah. Well, how far can you take people with this? From the beginning right to the most advanced. Do you have like separated classes, beginner, intermediate, expert?
So at the minute we have 3 different classes. So we have age 7 to 11. If there's a 6-year-old that's closer to age 7, we will take them as well. Just depends. And then we have 12 up to 17, and then we have 18 plus. So we have a massive variety in there. Like I've got people that have never done cheer before, so absolute beginner. And then I've had cheerleaders come in that have been to competitive cheerleading competitions. I've had a cheerleader that had been all the way to a world competition as well. So we have done all different levels in our classes. And then we just work on what we can do and try and cater to all the different abilities. So the more advanced aren't bored, but so that the beginners aren't getting stressed out by what they're having to do. Yeah. So it's a bit of a mix between everyone.
Like, can you spin 3 times in the air? What?
Literally.
Yeah. I was going to say something that's just got in my head. This happened to me yesterday as well, by the way. I was chatting to Matt Sewell. No, I think what you're doing is very important. Obviously, sort of PT, being active is really, really good. And you're doing something indoors as well. This can carry on through the winter, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the thing, it's an all-round sport. So the competition season started a little while ago, and then the main bits are sort of coming up now, so that's where everybody will be going. And then it tends to take a break in summer, just because obviously kids' summer holidays and things like that. So then we might take a little break, or we might keep going.
That's what I was going to ask you, to come back. How do you stay, because obviously with everything, things constantly updating, constantly changing, and how do you stay up to date with the world of cheerleading and making sure that you guys are keeping things fresh?
So at the minute, because there's a lot of beginners, it is a case of everything's fresh, because everything's brand new to them. So every stunt that you learn is different. There's so many different types of grips, so the way to hold the foot, the way to hold the flyer in the air, the different positions that the flyer needs to do in the air, like foot in front of face, foot behind head if they're on one leg. There's a lot of different things to learn, but it is just keeping up to date as well. So I'll watch a lot of the different competitions, I'll watch a lot of the stuff in the States as well, just so I can see what they're doing and look at their choreography, so that I can see what I do with mine.
Is there anything that away from sort of cheer that kind of inspires you? You know, is there something that you look at and you go, oh, I can incorporate that into what I do?
With cheer?
Yeah.
So with the gym, because obviously that's a big part of my time as well, so I do work in the gym a lot. So I have clients that are also my cheerleaders. So the more I've been teaching cheer, the more I've realised how I can use gym equipment to teach cheerleading.
Oh,
so,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool, because it helps them build strength. So instead of using a dumbbell to do a squat how you normally would, they hold it so that it's as if it was a flyer's shoe, and then they learn to do the grips that way with the shoe, so it mimics the movement, which is quite nice.
Will I see you in the gym here? You know, working on the dumbbell? No?
Not your thing. No.
I think this is great. I mean, what challenges have you faced with this? Is there anything that you've really, like, when you start a new idea in a new business, sometimes when you get those challenges, especially like things like COVID, it can be incredibly difficult to keep going. Is there anything that you faced that's been difficult?
I think the hardest thing so far was probably finding a facility. That was quite difficult, just simply because there were a lot of clubs already established, so we needed to find somewhere. And then our mats are huge. They're like 12 metres long and they're about 2 metres wide and they roll up. So finding somewhere I could store those was quite difficult, because a lot of places at the minute, because of COVID, won't let you store anything. So then you have to transport the mats. So that was a bit of a difficult one. And then sometimes just simple things like, if COVID expands in the schools and starts, like the numbers are going up and things like that, if they close the school, then we will have to close the club for that week or however long they close.
Things are changing all the time, aren't they?
Yeah,
you know,
it's uncertainty.
It's half the kids in my son's class. COVID. I was like, what? Well, half of them is crazy how quick it's growing again. And it is a worry, isn't it? Whether they're going to suddenly start closing. I don't think they'll close things again, but masks, I think, will definitely come back.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. What's worked for you? What's been the one thing when you started this, you've gone, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Oh my God, that worked really well. Is there any examples you can give?
There's been a few things, like I choreographed a routine the other day, didn't I? The one where you did the hip wiggle thing, yeah? And the girls picked it up really quickly. I was surprised at how quickly they picked that up. And then it was really nice because we put it to music for the first time, and they actually all did it with some stunts in. And it was 2 stunts actually, wasn't it, that you did? Yeah, and it was just really nice to see that come together for the first time, because that's the first time they'd done anything to music rather than just having a practice to numbers.
I can imagine there's a very long blooper reel you could make of people falling over and rolling over and stuff, maybe from stuff that you've done yourself, because I imagine it's one of those things that's I'm accident prone anyway. So if you're going to flip and spin me, a big guy, but I mean, if you're going to flip and spin me in the air, I'll definitely mess up a few times. But that's part of it though, right? Yeah,
definitely. It's a part of it, but it's the fact that if it goes wrong, it just goes wrong safely. That's all that matters. So like, if the flyer comes down, they get caught, they don't hit the floor, so they don't get hurt. And it's just making sure that those safety implications are in place.
It's like a trust fall exercise, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly it. We do actually do things like that. We'll have the flyer stand in the middle of the group. The flyer's the person that goes in the air.
Yeah.
The bases are the people on the floor. And she'll just stay in like a pencil position and you just push around so that she gets used to trusting everyone. Everyone gets used to catching her.
That's wicked.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Do you like doing stuff like that? Is it fun? Yeah? Yeah? Good. Have you made many friends? Any new friends there, yeah? Mm-hmm. Friends of all different ages? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah? How big is the group then? Has it grown much since you started?
Well, yeah, because when I started I didn't have anyone, so it's definitely grown. In the adults class now we have probably like 7 to 8, we have around that. And then in the younger classes we have about the same, we have about 6 to 8, which considering we only started the kids classes 2 months ago, I don't think that's bad going, so yeah, it's nice.
Wow.
It's nice.
Yeah. How can people get in touch with you to sort of come and take part?
So we've got an Instagram, so we've got that one which is just at Cheer Unleashed, and then Facebook is Cheer Unleashed, and we've also got a website as well, and then my telephone number is also on all of those platforms if anyone wants to get in touch.
Where would you want to take this? How high would you want to go? Would you like to branch out to different towns? Would you like to, where would you like to go? If anything could be accessible, what would you like?
If we could make it bigger, I would. Like, I would love to have multiple gyms in different regions, run by different coaches. Like, that would be amazing to do something like that. Because, I don't know, it would just be nice to be involved in different places, and I'd like to do things like interclubs. So rather than having like a big high competition for like cheerleaders that are brand new, an interclub would be great, where they could just go have a low level competition, so there's not too much pressure, and then they can move on to the bigger ones if they want to.
And I have to ask as well, obviously, how accessible are you for people that can't move as well? Maybe they have disabilities or anything. Can you accommodate that?
It depends what it is. So if it was something like, for example, I had a girl a while ago that had scoliosis. Okay. So things like that, she was still able to take part. Mm-hmm. If it's something that I can teach safely and I'm qualified to teach, then absolutely we can take someone on. But if it's something that I'm not qualified in, then for safety reasons it wouldn't be fair for me to take them on. Yeah. But there are other groups that specialise in that area. I think they were called something Stars, maybe Unity Stars. Yeah. And they are based all over England. And they go and compete at all the big competitions, and everyone always loves cheering for them. Like, the room is just absolutely on fire when they're on stage. So yeah, it's really nice. What
I love about this is your passion for this. Mm-hmm. If the listeners can't see the smile on your face right now. This is everything to you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Did it take a lot of planning? Did you put an awful lot into it before? Oh, she get bless her. Yeah, she's
yeah, it's everything to me.
Oh, bless you. Yeah. Well, you can tell. You can absolutely tell. And it's paying off as well. I mean, the show that you guys put at the food festival was absolutely phenomenal. I caught the first one that you guys did, and I was like, I'll be back. And then everybody's like, oh, the biscuit guy, I need you here. And the biscuit guy, I need you here. And I didn't come back to you. But the next day, I came and I caught you guys, and it was just phenomenal. So the fact that you'd only been going for a few weeks and you managed to put on a display like that just goes to show you're doing the right thing. So well done.
Thanks.
The listeners that are listening to this now, if you I don't know if there is anything in Shrewsbury. I don't know. Maybe there is, but even if there is, I mean, Gabby will look after you because this is everything to her. And I really do appreciate what you guys have been doing, because it really does help kids, doesn't it? Yeah, gives you some new skills. You get to make new friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Well, I think you guys are fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's been nice to be here.
Yeah. Thank you for everybody in the gym for being quiet while we did this. Cheers, guys. I really do appreciate that. So yeah, Instagram's the best place for people to get in touch with you. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. If they just go on there, then all our details are on there, so you can just drop me a message from there.
And it's a pure gym in Telford. Again, I'm running out of things to say, because I was blown away by you guys when I first met you, which is why I wanted to get you on here, because sometimes you meet someone and you can just see how happy you guys were at the food festival. So yeah. I would like to tell you guys about a few things that's going on with the biscuit as well before we get out of here.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have our vintage episodes of the biscuit that are going to be released on YouTube. We've been doing this for over 300 episodes. We're doing this for a while now, a few years. So you can go on YouTube. Every Sunday there will be an episode released. So I think it's every morning on the Sunday. So go to our YouTube, give us a subscribe, and listen to some of that vintage biscuit. Also as well, I want to give a shout out to the guys from Rocking Horse Media. They are making a production called Karen. It's a 90-minute, what's it called? Pilot. Words and stuff, Wiley. It's a 90-minute pilot set in a nursing home, and they're auditioning at the moment. They have the amazing Orla Jones, who's Izzy. Today I went to the auditions for Alid. It was really nice being able to do that, so thank you very much to those guys. Also, we're looking for a bit of help. Shane has got a job. He can't commit. A new job. He can't commit now. Jules is being selfish and moving to Scotland. I love those guys to pieces, but obviously we've all got lives and that, so we're looking for a new co-host, and if we've found one by the time this goes out, then forgive me, but we're looking for a new co-host and a social media person too to help, because social media is difficult, right? You can contest that, it's not an easy thing to do. You've got to schedule things throughout the week and stuff, and I don't always have the time, because I literally record these, I edit these, I produce these, I release them, I do the artwork, I'm out and about, and so if somebody can help out, please get in touch with us. Our email is shrewsburybiscuitpodcast@gmail.com, and you can go to our website as well, which is the shrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk. Gabby, is there anything else you want to add to this?
No, I think that's it. I think you've covered pretty much everything. Yeah. It's just been nice to be here, nice to chat to someone about what we do, so it's nice. Yeah,
it's really nice. And, even if somebody, it helps if you can dance and stuff. So you're like me, and I've got 2 left feet and I can't dance. I could probably get involved too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
We can teach you how to dance.
Yeah?
You don't even have to dance. There's so many elements to it. If you don't want to do dance, you can miss it out completely. But there's just all different parts. You could jump instead.
Can I be the enforcer? The strong one.
You can do that.
Yeah?
You could be a strong bass.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Do you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah?
We think so.
Fantastic. Well, you guys are brilliant. Thank you for today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for listening, guys. Peace out.